Hello again and welcome back to the Meltwater YouTube channel. My name's Samantha, I'm the Content Marketing Manager here at Meltwater. And today we'll be covering everything you need to know to craft an influencer marketing strategy. Influencer marketing is definitely the buzzword of the day right now. So if you need to convince your boss that it's important, or maybe they've given you the go-ahead and now you actually need to nail down the details, then this video is for you. So let's start right off the bat by saying influencer marketing doesn't mean the same thing it used to. You can't simply partner with someone who has a large audience, like a celebrity, and call it a day. Well, you could, but why would you when today there are so many more opportunities to partner with meaningful voices that will actually get you customers? So, while celebrity endorsements are definitely still a thing, there's no reason you need to throw the money behind it if you have a good influencer marketing plan in place. Understanding how to find the right influencers and stay aligned on your business goals with a comprehensive strategy is going to make your influencer marketing journey that much smoother. When crafting your influencer marketing strategy, first and foremost, you need to understand what you're trying to achieve. Many companies use influencers for brand awareness, but this usually isn't enough to convince the boss to throw any kind of money behind it, and rightly so. Brand awareness is a great place to start, but then you need to dig deeper and tie specific success metrics that will help you ascertain if your influencer marketing strategy has worked as intended. These KPIs should be clearly laid out for both you and the influencer partner so that everyone is on the same page when it comes to how success of the partnership will be measured. This is important for your internal reporting and will help you decide whether you want to work with the influencer again in the future. Here are some examples of influencer marketing KPIs. Engagement. Even though an engagement doesn't necessarily correlate to a website visit, new email subscriber, or a purchase, it is a qualitative metric that's an important measure of brand awareness. These KPIs will include things such as post likes, impressions, shares, comments, and brand mentions. Web traffic. If your campaign agreement with the influencer includes link sharing, you'll definitely want to track that traffic to your website through those links. Once the campaign goes live and you see a bump in traffic, you could surmise that the influencer helped create that spike, but it's impossible to know for sure without tracking. One way to increase the accuracy for this KPI could be to ask visitors how they heard about you, but the best way is with a UTM code. This helps you not only track the volume of traffic from the influencer's link, but can also show you more information about the user journey. Purchases. Use promo codes to attribute a purchase to a particular influencer or campaign. Promo codes that don't expire will also help you assess the longevity of an influencer's popularity and audience growth. And I have an example of this based on my own experience. One of my absolute favorite YouTubers is Rachel Maxey. I discovered her in 2020 and quickly became a fan, so I started watching a number of her older videos, including this one from 2019. Now, this video contained a promo code that I could still use for 10% off my first Redbird purchase, which I did. Anyway, the point is, even though I wasn't there for the initial video, Redbird's partnership with Rachel was still paying dividends a year plus after their collaboration with her, which brings us to identifying the right influencers for your brand. Now, the reason Rachel Maxey was the perfect choice for Redbird was she aligned with their target audience, me, and they allowed her to stick to her style for promoting their brand. This is absolutely key for influencer marketing success, on most channels, but especially on YouTube. If I had seen Rachel's personality or video style change because it was an influencer video, I might have been less inclined to trust her endorsement. I should point out that the particular video I used as an example was not sponsored content. However, Rachel does do sponsored videos with a number of similar brands. So, how did Redbird find Rachel? Well, we don't know for sure, obviously, but they could have used a tool like Meltwater's Klear, which helps companies find and vet influencers in a strategic and time-saving way, as opposed to the spaghetti on the wall approach. Klear not only helps facilitate identifying influencers that match your audience and goals, it also helps you manage your campaign from start to finish, including keeping communication open between you and the influencer partner, post approvals, and reporting. If you'd like to check out Klear, click the link in the description to schedule a demo today. So, you're probably thinking about how do you plan your influencer campaigns on a yearly or quarterly basis, based around product releases, events, holidays, etc. If you know you want to use influencers to help with these promotions, sketch out a plan for engaging with them well in advance. This means liking, following, and commenting on their posts. If you start early, you have time to develop a natural rapport with potential influencers. So when it comes time for the ask, they'll already know who you are, and they'll know that you've enjoyed their content. This process also gives you time to keep tabs on their style, flag any inconsistencies, as well as get a sense of how engaged their followers are. Depending on the scope of your campaign, it's possible you'll have a wide range of different influencers to reach out to. In this case, it's a good idea to create a map of the influencer landscape, most likely to deliver on your KPIs. Determine your outreach based on answering this question: who influences the target audience of this campaign? To give an example, say you're a beauty company and you have a new lipstick line being released in the spring. And say the new line is aimed at girls ages 15 to 25. It's sustainable, vegan, and cruelty-free. Here's an example of what your map could look like. You might want to try and connect with some well-known environmentalists or animal rights groups who can inspire young people and encourage purchases with a deeper message. Or you might also consider trying to tap into the mommy blogger arena with an emphasis on gift giving and girl power. As you walk through this exercise, you'll really be able to hone in on and solidify the tone and parameters of the campaign, including the talking points you want to make sure your influencers touch on. It's also a good idea to incorporate your influencer post plans into a wider communication plan that can be shared with other stakeholders, like your marketing team, C-suite, and product marketing teams, so that everyone's on the same page when it comes to the promotion. We have a great blog about writing a communication plan linked in the description, so be sure to check that out. When you're ready to start your outreach, here are a few things to keep in mind. Demonstrate value to the influencer. Most influencers today, whether they be nano, micro, or macro, are a pretty savvy bunch. They're going to want to know what's in it for them, and they'll want to be certain that working with you provides enough value to them and their loyal following. Some examples of value could include exposure for their personal brand. This is a strong value, but be very careful how you position it in your initial pitch. Exposure is a bit of a dirty word for influencers, and it can come off like the brand saying, "We're doing you a favor," insinuating that they expect the influencer to work for free or extremely low pay. Even if the type of partnership you're considering isn't based on a direct monetary compensation model, make sure it's clear that you value their time more than "we have a larger audience than you and we'll give you a retweet." Increase legitimacy. The influencer will gain clout as an authority in their space, which in turn can open more doors to more brand partnerships and opportunities. Growing their following. One of the best things about influencer relationships is the mutual follower growth. The brand gains brand recognition in front of a relevant audience, and the influencer may gain followers as well through the brand liking and sharing their posts. Drawing up a contract template. Arguably the most important step when executing your influencer strategy is the contract agreement portion. An influencer agreement should be thorough, so there are no surprises on either end when it comes to expectations, timelines, deliverables, and KPIs. In drafting the agreement template, give yourself plenty of time for it to be seen by multiple eyes. Your legal team should make sure that there's nothing incriminating in the language. Your marketing team needs a detailed section where they can clearly outline messaging, campaign parameters, and understand the promotion channels. Is the influencer committing to 3 Instagram stories or 2? 1 YouTube video and 1 sponsored TikTok video? How many links to your site have they promised from a blog post? These are just some of the questions you need to ask and have ironed out before you sign on the dotted line. The last step in drafting your influencer marketing strategy is to anticipate roadblocks. While you can't predict the future, it's always a good exercise to brainstorm potential issues or roadblocks that could arise, and have a plan in place to respond to them. And that's a wrap! You now have the tools you need to craft a comprehensive and compelling influencer marketing strategy for your team. Good luck, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.